What's the spring intel out of LSU? You're going into year 4 now of the Brian Kelly experience. What I've been told from people close to LSU, being dialed in over at the Bengal Tiger, LSU's on 3 site, they feel like this is the best situation this team has been in overall under Brian Kelly. They feel like they have the most talented roster, top to bottom, they've had. They also feel like they have the best staff they've had since they've gotten there. Now, quick disclaimer here. Obviously, when Jaden Daniels was there and you had 2 first-round picks on the perimeter, that's going to make a pretty strong case for the best offense that LSU's had. But remember, the defense was horrific. I mean, it was, don't let your kids watch this thing. It's so inappropriate. Don't watch the defense. So now they feel like they're much better on that side. Feel like they bring back, obviously, a tremendous asset in Garrett Nussmeier at quarterback. But the story of the spring is going to be how these 16 transfers they've brought in are able to translate to immediate success. Because depth has been an issue for LSU over the course of the last few seasons under Brian Kelly. They went to work and made sure that wasn't going to be the case. In fact, before we got on the air here, our very own Pete Nakos here at On 3 reported that LSU's NIL budget has doubled in recent months, north of $18 million. That'll help. That'll help make sure you got the depth that you need. So they feel really good about the transfer portal class they grabbed. A name that you hear right away when you ask folks in Baton Rouge about the portal class is edge Patrick Payton coming over from Florida State. This is a guy they're excited about because of the explosivity and what he can bring off the edge. And, man, if he can just be a version of what he was at Florida State, he can just be close to that. Like, LSU is going to be a problem because you got Whit Weeks not playing this spring, Harold Perkins not playing this spring, but you add those guys back into the fold with a version of Patrick Payton from 2023 under at Florida State, like they're going to be in good shape here. Now, I mentioned Harold Perkins. Again, no intel for him when it comes to spring practice right now, still getting right, but they're going to have him play the star position. Star position essentially for him is going to be like the outside linebacker role. Have to believe a lot of that will be him rushing the passer off the edge. Harold Perkins on one side, Patrick Payton on the other. That's going to be nasty. That's going to be very, very nasty. The I guess, thought around Harold Perkins previously was, well, hey, how does he fit in the LSU defense and also make sure he sets himself up for success when it comes time to be drafted into the NFL? The reports from NFL people essentially is, dude, just go do what you did your freshman year. Just go get after the passer, make some plays in coverage when they ask you to, but like go do that again and put that on tape. You're going to be in good shape. And that's, I think, what LSU fans have been begging for since, the last couple of seasons, since the Arkansas game, really. And Harold Perkins is going to be, I believe, yet again a force for LSU in 2025. Now, some young bucks going to get some shine here for LSU, making some noise during spring practice. The number 1 running back in America, Harlem Berry, he's going to have a role this year. The way LSU operates, they play 3, maybe 4 running backs. What I've been told is Harlem Berry is currently the second best running back behind Caden Durham. He'll get some burn. DJ Pickett was our number 1 corner in all of the 2025 class. He's already on campus, and he could end up starting for LSU, depending on how things go here throughout spring practice. So they feel really good about those young bucks, feel really good about the portal class. And overall, man, they're very, very excited about, again, the combo of the roster plus the staff. Let's go back to the staff for a second. No Mike Denbrock, so of course that's, he's one of the best OCs in college football. But the combo of what they have, Joe Sloan on offense, going into his second season, some continuity, paired with Blake Baker going into his second season with that defensive staff, all that, again, paired with the fact that you have some major Louisiana ties across the board here with position coaches and coordinators, all that alike. The reason why I think that's important, I think you got to get the LSU job to a certain degree. And I say get the job in terms of understanding the job. Like that was almost the knock on Brian Kelly when he got there was, well, it's not a fit. Well, he kind of faking the Southern accent. Well, he's not from around here. And while I think that's overrated, because I think if you win games, you're a fit, but I do think to have your staff be embedded and aligned with what Louisiana is, I think that plays a massive factor when it comes to being able to communicate well with your roster. I think it plays a massive factor when it comes to recruiting at a high level within the state, which is what Brian Kelly has said multiple times has got to be the point of emphasis for LSU. So overall, this is the year now for LSU. What I've been told is their focus is we got to go make the college football playoff. It's expanded to 12. We got a roster to do it. Bring a quarterback back now who threw for 4,000 yards a season ago. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Now, it's very early on in spring practice, but if you were curious about Garrett Nussmeier and how he's progressing, they feel really good about the fact that he's going into his second year as a starter. We said it on our show, man. Like, the fact that you are now walking into the Alabama game, for example, where last year that was essentially a playoff game for you, and there was probably some acclamation for you emotionally. I'm just guesstimating here. That's not going to be the case this year. So it's Garrett Nussmeier's offense. I've been told it's Whit Weeks' defense. So there's no question as to the leadership or who's in charge of those things when it comes to the way LSU's trending right now during spring practice. So all that's to say, they feel great about the portal. They feel great about the roster. And one more thing I'll add here. They really love what they have, speaking of the roster, in their receiver room, along with a Trey Green, who came on strong at the end of last season. You got Barion Brown via the portal, Nic Anderson via the portal. You bring back Aaron Anderson. Like, they are in really good shape here to maximize what you have with Garrett Nussmeier. So vibes are where they should be in Baton Rouge. They're in a good spot, and the goal is very, very clear for them, which is make the college football playoff. And I think if you asked any Tiger fan, it is let's go win the whole darn thing, which, I mean, when you're LSU, you should expect to. So spring football is here. So is spring optimism, expectations. We're here for all of it, and we're putting ourselves out there this spring, man. We're ready to fall in love, ready to get hurt, and that's what spring is all about.